Hello guys and welcome back to CK2 A Game of Thrones, and we are playing as House Martell in the Clash of Kings scenario. So, we started this series in the last episode, and as you saw, the Clash of Kings scenario went into full steam. So for one thing that was interesting, Renly isn't dead, so Stannis didn't go ahead and get his shadow baby out and kill Renly that way. Poor mistake from Stannis, because now he's fighting a war against Renly and the Reach, and as you can imagine, it's not going too well for Stannis the Manist. He is losing quite a bit, and I think Dragonstone's under siege right now. Yeah, Renly is sieging it, so he should lose that pretty soon, which will leave Renly attacking Joffrey, you'd think. Other than that, the Greyjoys have done what Greyjoys do. They've invaded the north instead of listening to reason and Robb Stark. So now you have Balon Greyjoy attacking the north, Robb Stark attacking the south, and Renly and the Reach are down here and getting ready to invade Joffrey. Meanwhile, we've just kind of been minding our own business in Sunspear. We have been getting a plot going to try to start our revenge, and we're starting off with Sir Amory Lorch. We know full well what Amory Lorch did. You know, he killed one of our nephews. Or, I believe he killed our niece, Rhaenys. And meanwhile, the Mountain killed Aegon, obviously, and he killed Elia. And we'll get our revenge on the Mountain and on Tywin soon enough. But, for now, we're going after the, small fish in Amory Glitterdow. Oh, and he'll join me. Good. That said, let's get going. We'll up the speed to 3. Okay, so he's joining. But yeah, as I was mentioning in the last episode, I do think I'll give Gaston Grey to Quentin. Ooh! Okay. A couple of interesting things straight away. So it seems, first of all, it seems Robb Stark has executed the Kingslayer. So the Northern Lords pleaded with him to execute him, like they did in the actual canon, except this time Robb listened. This time he killed Jaime, never minding what could happen to Sansa, or Arya, which he doesn't know is not even in King's Landing. But yeah, Sansa very much a hostage, and in response to Jaime dying, I guess, I guess this was in response, it was like right after, Joffrey had Jack Be Lucky of the Brotherhood Without Banners hanged, drawn, and quartered. So I guess he's just kind of sending a message and starting to execute his prisoners in response, and maybe it could get to Sansa, who knows. But yeah, not good news for House Lannister to lose Jaime. That'll pretty much leave Tywin to have to give the Westerlands to Tyrion, which I'm sure he'll loathe to do. Someone's died beyond the wall. Killed by White Walkers. Hold on. Oh, and there it is. We'll get to that in a bit. First, the Chief of the Night Valleys. Where is the Night Valleys? Over here, actually. Oh, so they're already at war with the White Walker of Winter. Okay, and the other's invasion is going pretty well. And they killed the Chief of the Night Valleys and all his men. And they're coming for Mance Rayder. Mance the Able. He's got 3,500 men. Oh, Val is dead. Even Val hasn't escaped the fury of the White Walkers this time. She was slain in cold blood by a White Walker, as was her husband in this scenario, Galbert Nightrunner. Both of them killed by the White Walker of Winter. No mercy, these things. And they are doing quite well invading the King Beyond the Wall. The Night's Watch could have their hands full soon. But we're not going to worry about that. After the killing of Jack P. Lucky, it looks like Joffrey finally has gotten proper retribution, and he has killed Sansa Stark in response to the execution of Jaime Lannister. She has been beheaded on the orders of King Joffrey. And that leaves them at a bit of a stalemate. Neither side has any major prisoners now because they're both just dead. Robb has lost his sister. Joffrey's lost his uncle. Let's say uncle. Sure. Who's this? Ooh, Dantas Hollard. I like him. He's in the books and in the show, I believe. I think they also used him in the show. But yeah, he's the guy who smuggles Sansa out of King's Landing. Spoilers, I guess? Let's see what he has to say. My prince, my house has been cruelly dispossessed of its lands and incomes, leaving us with no home and no seat. I humbly request that you offer us land and refuge in Dorne. In return, I offer just recompense and House Hollard's eternal loyalty. Yours, Dantos of House Hollard. Interesting. Oh, see? Oh. He wants the water gardens. He is married to a random girl, so he could have an heir this time. But he is the last of his line. I don't know that I really want to give him land. I don't think it benefits Duran. You know, yes, we could take pity on him. The man has been dispossessed and turned into a fool by Joffrey. A literal fool. But I don't think... You know, Duran is kind. But despite having all these traits and us playing by the traits usually... I will say that when it is a known character, like someone from the book or from the show, that we have more of an idea beyond just traits of what they would do, I'll probably follow those over the traits. And I don't see Duran letting Dantos become a vassal. I mean, it's a Kingslander too close to our Dornish plots down here. In the Water Gardens. I don't have faith in him. I don't trust him. Right? As a lord. Plus, it's right here in Sunspear, too. If he was asking for Gaston Grey, that would be a different question, because it's a isolated island with very little power. And I might have given it to him. Despite my saying I was going to give it to Quentin. But, yeah, I'm not going to give him this land. Sorry, Dantos, you're going to have to get it some other way. The Chiefdom of the Haunted Forest. Congrats, mans. Obella Sand needs an education. What's she good at? Stewardship is the only thing she likes. But she's better at intrigue. Are some of the sands... She's already intrigue. You're going martial. You're the one I'm doing right now. Diplomacy, intrigue. Yeah, you already have a couple intrigue. You can do stewardship since you like it. And the other sand snake needs an education focus. I'm pretty sure they were most just taught to struggle anyways, so I'll just let her struggle as well. Ariane still needs to get married at 23. We gotta start thinking about a husband for her. Mark Piper. Maybe, the Riverman. But I don't think we want to be making a marriage there just yet. Who else is there of use here? Is there a Dornishman, maybe? There's a lot of Reachmen that I don't really want to marry to. She might just have to get a regular old husband out of one of these guys. Because I don't think there's any big-name guy to marry her. Unlike with Quentin, who we can kind of hold out the marriage in hope of Daenerys. We need her to kind of have a child. Viserys at this point is fully dead, I'm pretty sure. I think I saw that in the last episode too. Yeah, he's dead. She won't have a kid for a while. Yep. Okay, we're gonna have to get Ariane married. A Belmore. Oberyn, which we don't want to do, as I've mentioned. Mark Piper. Dothraki, a Freyboy, a Seaworth, a Fossaway. We don't want to marry a Seaworth because they're, no offense to Davos, but quite lowborn, relatively speaking. And they're quite clearly sided with Stannis, so we don't want to marry into them. Ooh, actually, this isn't a bad marriage at all. There's one of interest. We could marry Ariane Martell to Harold Harding, the heir to the Vale. Obviously here he's called Harold Arryn. But, yeah, he's the heir, in case you don't know who he is. The heir to Robert Arryn, who is 8 and is very kind of likely to die. Let's do it, actually. Why not? I mean, that's the only big-name marriage we could get here. He'll do it matrilineally. Yeah, I like that marriage. The only thing I'm thinking about this marriage is maybe, and I mean not maybe, but probably Harold wouldn't want to marry matrilineally since he is the heir to the Vale. And the AI might just break that marriage as soon as we make it. Let's have a look at the other suitors, just in case. A Bulwer, a Dormond, a Hornwood, a Cunnington. The Bastard Karen, no thank you. It's pretty much Harold Aaron or a Reachman, it looks like. Like Aegon Virwell? Mark Mullendor is also pretty decent. Emon Kai. Yeah, there just isn't a great marriage here. I suppose we'll try with Harold Aaron and see if the AI doesn't remove it. Yeah. I think from our end, as House Martell, it definitely makes sense. So it's not a marriage I think is too gamey, I guess. Because the AI can still pull out of it, and it might. So we'll have to see. Well, they're married. Ah, there it is. As a high-ranking heir of House Aaron, I do not see it wise to give up my family name to marry Ariane Martell, so I must regretfully decline to come to Sunspear to fulfill this marriage. Alright, we thought this could be, and we're not going to convert it to a normal marriage, so there you go. They've divorced as soon as they've married, and he's actually gone, quite importantly, straight to the Eyrie instead of going back to Iron Oaks, which means he's directly in the court of Robert Aaron now. And Ariane is back to being unmarried. But it's pretty much between Emon Kai and Mark Mullendor. And I won't make it Emon Kai. Wait, is Mark Mullendor also one of the Rainbow Guard? I didn't think he was, but he might. Because I know Emon Kai is one. He's literally called the Yellow, and I don't really want to marry to him because if I know if Renly wins, his Rainbow Guard actually gets put on. I'm pretty sure, so I don't want to ruin that. You know, he's taken an oath. I don't think Mark Mullendor is one of those. I think he's just the heir to Uplands who's fighting with Renly. But he might also pull away from a marriage because he is the heir to Uplands, which would be a decent little piece of land for Dorne to have across the mountains. Yeah. Sure, let's try it. I do think he'll also not accept, similarly to Harold Aaron. But we gotta try. We're in need of a new spy master as well. Oh, well that's Ariane. It looks like nothing. Believe that one of your vassals can be discouraged from associating with conspirational factions if the proper leverage is obtained. How do you wish to proceed? We'll do nothing. The Lord Master of Planky Town isn't that big a deal. And yeah, Mark Mullendor hasn't actually renounced that marriage or anything. So they're just married now. Good. Very good. So we've gotten a kind of alliance, I suppose, with Uplands and House Mullendor. Interestingly, it looks like we're set to inherit this piece of land, so maybe at some point in the future we'll look to make the borders a little pretty and try to get some of the southern parts of the Reach. Be nice to see the Arbor under Dorne, and maybe Sunhouse, the Ring 3 Towers. These kind of southern parts that aren't directly connected because of the mountains, but which would make the map look a lot better if we had them, since we're going to have Uplands apparently. Other than that, it's time to host a wedding feast. We haven't joined either king. We're just going to have a nice little wedding feast to celebrate my daughter's marriage. I think Duran would do that. You know, just play completely neutral, live their everyday lives. Franklin Fowler has finally died. Lady Jane Fowler has inherited the Prince's Pass. We're in need of a new Chief General. Harmon Oler, how about him? The father of the Sand Snake's mother. What's her name? Ilaria. Train troops, yeah. Ooh, and Varamir 6 skins declared a peasant revolt for the Free Vale on King Mance. He's already captured by King Mance, though, so he immediately loses. Okay. Best part about holding a wedding is organizing the whole event. I'll spend lavishly, I'll spend enough, or I don't want to spend too much on it. He's not particularly charitable. I think I'll spend enough to make it nice and make it look nice without bankrupting Dorne. Troop of wandering junglers. No, I don't think so. We don't really have much more money. Most of the preparations for the wedding have been made. Now I only have to send out the invitations. I hereby invite you to, and we invite everyone. Very good. Oh, and there it is. It looks like Stannis has lost officially. He has lost his war for the Iron Throne. Stannis' crown never to be worn. Lightbringer, that whole thing, it's just done. But he still rules in Dragonstone, so he's lost very little, and Renly has declared his war for the Iron Throne now officially. He has crowned himself, not with his crown. You should put that on, probably. Interesting, he actually has Renly Baratheon's armor now. Huh. That's cool. I didn't know he had that. Prince Doran, the realm is in a state of war. As such, as your liege king, I command that you provide men to support my armies. Regards, Joffrey of House Lannister, King of the Iron Throne. So now it looks like Joffrey wants me to support him yet again. Now that Renly's officially declared his war, he wants help. Alright, well, Joffrey's gonna beat Robb Stark because it's a 97% actually. I didn't know it was that high. But I guess he's just not taken any of Joffrey's lands. And Joffrey's been taking his lands and beating him in battles. So the North is going to lose. Because I want to pick the winning side here. The Targaryens seem like they're a little ways still away from invading. They don't have any lands east. Daenerys isn't thinking of coming west. Her dragons aren't grown enough. So we kind of have to play the politics of the land a bit and pick a winning side here. Now we could join with Renly, and that would be Renly with his 20,000 men, Mace Tyrell with 30, and me with about 20,000. So we'd have about 70,000 and beat all the south against Joffrey, Tywin, so about 45,000, and then they'd have the Riverlands in the north back under control, which could give them enough men to win. Of course, some of them could side against Joffrey still. Yeah. I don't think Joffrey's winning this one. I think a lot of those minor lords are going to pick against him, and I definitely don't see all the Riverlands and all the north uniting for him. So if we want to, we could go neutral, which would not really impact Renly negatively. But we could join Renly and try to get on his good side, and that could help us with our plots. And I think that's a good idea. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to say the rebels' cause is just. Now I hope that doesn't, and I think it might, I hope it doesn't immediately end the wedding because I want that event to still go through. Can I declare for Renly in like a couple days when the wedding's over? Is that possible? I don't think so. So I think I have to join now. And I will. Dorne will rise with the Stormlands. Will rise with Renly Baratheon. The rebels' cause is just. And Edric Dane has opted to side with Joffrey instead. Interesting. That he would take up arms against the North. Weird. But yeah, obviously we want our revenge on House Lannister. We're not siding with them. We're siding with Renly, who is looking like the most likely man to win this war. We're in need of a new Paramount Knight. We'll name my brother Oberyn. I hope he'll be added to the Rainbow Guard. If there's a spot missing, Mark Mullendor can be a commander. And let's raise the men. 18,000 strong. Now how's attrition? through these parts of Dorne. Okay. We might need to split into 2 separate forces. Is that... Okay, 9,000 here. And we'll have them gather by Ironwood. That'll be the initial force. While meanwhile, this group of men will gather in the capital in Sunspear, 9,000 strong as well. And they'll take a little longer. Which one of these do I want? I don't think Duran particularly wants any of these, because he doesn't want to rule the Iron Throne. Does he? I guess he wants power. I guess he wants a Martell near the Iron Throne, like with Elia, but he doesn't want to rule it. He wants to put the Targaryens in charge now. I guess adopt a lifestyle. I don't know. Yeah, what else I'm going to do here is put this army down, because that's just the personal levies of Sunspear and of the Water Gardens, and they're going to cost us some money to keep up. I would rather the monthly balance was still decent. So let's keep those down till all our troops gather. Oh, and the wedding's actually going through. That's good. Yeah, we're still in Sunspear. We're just gathering our forces in Ironwood. We've told them to gather, but the festivities are still going before we go to war. The guests have finally arrived. All is ready. The servants have worked day and night to prepare and decorate the dance hall. Princess Ariane's gown is splendid, and the castle has never looked lovelier. Ah, my daughter's wedding. Welcome to the wedding, everyone. Where we'll toast and have a good time and then march off to die in the war. Very nice. Now Ariane Martell and Mark Mullendor stand before the gods to take up a holy vow of marriage. The great lords and ladies of Dorne look on as he drapes the arms of House Mullendor around the bride to finally seal their marriage. The little butterflies of House Mullendor. And now for the feast. It seems that Alakane, the spymaster of Lady Nemella of Ghost Hill, has been sent to Ghost Hill to investigate rumors of a plot. Maybe he should be silenced. Yeah, probably. And he has died. God, I do love having good intrigue. And there it is. The young wolf has lost. Sansa's dead. Ned's dead. Rob's in chains. The whole Northern Independence has just been a fiasco. Hoster Tully's also in chains. So we'll have to see who the Northern Lords side with. And yeah, as predicted, he's not going to have immediate support from them. In fact, the Tall Hearts have sided against Joffrey in this war. As have the Umbers. They're all joining Renly. Sweetport Sound has also joined Renly. The Torrentine has joined against Renly, as has Bitterbridge in the Reach. And actually, the Danes are ambushing some of our men. 15 to the 7th moon. Let's see if we can scare them off by sending our men in. Who will command the northern forces? Well, theoretically, I think Mark Mullendor's still in Sunspear for the betting. Aryo Hota is still there with me. I guess Oberyn might not be there for Ariane's wedding. Let's just give command to Desiel Dalt for now. Joss Hood can command one of the flanks. And the other one can be given to one of the Sand Snakes. She'll command the main force. There's no need for all the Sand Snakes to be present at the wedding. The feast is winding down, and now only the bedding remains. Mark and Ariane are stripped of all garments by the revelers, who make many a bawdy joke along the way. They're finally alone, bundled into their bedchamber. A fine tradition. He's had the Crown of Winter added. Robb Stark. We'll have to see what happens to him, but for now the Trident and the North not taking a side. And Hoster Tully died in the dungeons a couple days after being put in them. Just didn't have the health to live on. So Edmure Tully rules in the Trident by himself. He's not in dungeons. The morning after the wedding feast has come, and all the lords and ladies are finally making their way home. All agree it was a fine celebration. And many predict that the newlywed shall be most content. I had great fun, and so did everyone else. Yes. Now, with these men... Actually, let's start moving them to Skyreach. Because the Dane men have to go out through Princess Pass or through Blackhaven. They only have 2 paths. And there's Daenerys declaring her liberation of Meereen. Good. So it looks like she's won against Yunkai. And yeah, we want all our men here to stop them from being able to move, and we want to crush the Danes for betraying us here. We've made some money back. There's our men, 9,000 strong in home turf. The wedding's finished. And we'll give control of this force to Oberyn Martell, my good brother, will lead the men. There's no one finer. Sort some of these armies. That's alright. Yeah, it's pretty good. The flank can be given to Mark Mullendor, my new son-in-law. Can have the honor of leading part of our main force of the 9,000 men from Sunspear. He'll lead alongside Oberyn. And Joshua, Desil, Dalton, Obara are all over there in the west. Do we have any more commanders? I do think we do. We have Herman Older, if we want to bring him in. He's not quite ready to lead men. Gascoigne, Anders Ironwood, all decent options. But I suppose we'll give command of the other force to Ariohota. The other flank. We'll let Ariohota go and lead some men. We have other bodyguards to protect us. We'll be fine. Look at this. Look at all the bodyguards we have. We're fine. And these 9,000 will march up to Ironwood. They are to take the path up through Blackhaven to join into the Stormlands, while this force of about 10,000 crushes the Danes, maybe sieges out Starfall, and then marches up the Princess Pass through the Reach to maybe take on some Lannister forces or something. We'll have to see. But yeah, that's the initial plan, as it is. And what's Stannis doing? Defending against the Pentoshi and the Mirish. He's not having a good time. Renly's still got 5,500 men stuck there. And there's a big battle already. Lord Randall Tarley, I think it is. Indeed, and Dalston Keep leads the Reachman forces. Remember, he is the only man to get a major victory in Robert's Rebellion in the favor of the crown. So he's quite the commander. He's leading the men against Lothor. Who's Lothor? Lothar Brune. Oh, that's a decent commander. He's not knighted yet, for some reason. Thought he was a knight. Guess not. Joffrey does have 15,000 more men coming down, led by Bronn and Sir Reginald. Reginald who? Who's Sir Reginald? Is he a Westerman guy? Oh, he is. Okay, so these are Westerland forces. 15,000 strong. And they're being led by Reginald Lannister. Alright. Ah, the Lannisport Lannisters. Now, where is the mountain is what I want to know. That's not where I expected the mountain to be. I didn't think he would be next to the wall. I don't know why, but there you go. Breakstone Hill is sided with Joffrey, it looks like. But yeah, more lords have come over to Renly's side. Renly has 15,000 men here, Parman Crane. You think he might use them to cut off these Lannisters or to join into the big battle? It looks like Randall is keeping that tight. And what is Renly doing? Oh, he didn't join up any of the men. Oh my. Robb Stark has died cruelly impaled on a stake. So Bran... Ah, the man with the most interesting story of them all. Who could have a most interesting story to tell but Bran the Broken? He rules in Winterfell, I guess, with a regency of Brandon Norrie. And Renly's lost this battle of no one's fault but his own, because he didn't send in the 15,000 he had in reserves here in Adadale. He just moved some over to Greensward to try to siege 2 pieces of land, and Randall Tarley's forces have been crushed in Dalston Keep. That is a big loss, but we actually took out a decent chunk of their men. So, not so bad. Joffrey has been What has gone on here? So it seems, somehow, the new regent of the Iron Throne is no longer Cersei or Tywin. The regent is Baelish Littlefinger, who has been granted Harrenhal after they won. is the regent now, and he rules the throne in Joffrey's name, and he's gone ahead and declared Joffrey incapable. So Littlefinger's pulling the strings, and he's got the Iron Throne under his control. Yeah, I think we picked the right horse to back in this race, because I don't want a realm where Littlefinger rules. I don't think that'll benefit House Martell at all. Jesus. Meanwhile, Desiel Dalt, this was led by Obara. Desiel there. 8 to the 10th moon. Can we engage you there? No. So cut them off. Engage them here. 14th to the 10th moon. They'll get some benefits from it being a desert province. Okay, Jeor Mormont has died a natural death. And it looks like Jon Snow has been elected Lord Commander yet again. Good for him. A lot of stuff going on. Castle Black has fallen, it looks like. Yeah. The wildlings have taken Castle Black and broken through some of the parts of the wall. The other ruined castles still stand, as does the Shadow Tower and Eastwatch. They are still standing, and the new Lord Commander, Jon Snow, is in Castle Black trying to regain control. So he's got his men there and he's trying to retake it, while the wildlings, I assume, face the White Walkers. They're actually winning now. How are they winning? I don't think I've ever seen the wildlings beat the White Walkers in this war. But Mance is doing it. Good for him. Oh, our battle has started. The Battle of Sandstone. Their flank, led by Sir Baelor, has almost immediately collapsed, as has that flank. Their center, though, did last quite well. Aelix, unyielding, yeah, it's troubling. 2 people got eloped, got married without anyone's consent except their own. It looks like Oberyn, marching off to war, has decided to finally get married to Ilaria Sand. And they've gotten eloped. Well, it's nice that they got married while he was somewhat near Hellholt, I guess. She just kind of went to meet him. We'll accept her marriage. We knew this was coming at some point. I was hoping Oberyn would be in the Kingsguard or Rainbow Guard or something, but looks like not anymore. And Garibald Shells has also gotten eloped with Obara Sand, who, as we know, is leading the forces in Sandstone. Interesting. He is the brother of the Lord of the Great Desert. That is here somewhere. Where is it? Great Desert is there. I'll accept that as well. And we have won the Battle of Sandstone. Minimal losses. We'll chase these men into Starfall. We're going to destroy the Danes. I don't want their men around Dorne. And that's actually given us quite a bit of positive war score. Tywin has declared Tywin's retaliation. Why are you doing that now? Okay, so Tywin's unprovoked decided to declare... I mean, I guess it's not unprovoked since it's a retaliation war. But he's decided to attack Balon Greyjoy. And that brings in the 20,000 Ironborn that hadn't seen too much combat. Because obviously the North fell pretty quickly. And they never got to take the North. But it brings them into this war where they'll now be fighting the Westerlands. So Tywin might have to withdraw some of his troops back to Casterly Rock. Very bad for them. And the Westerlands are engaging the forces in Adadale of Parman Crane with about 13,000 men? No, they're bringing in all. Mark Mullendor and Arianne have already have a child. My granddaughter and future heir to the throne, Deliria Martell? That's a first, isn't it? I don't mind the name, though. She's attractive and a little sickly. Deliria. Okay. And there's another man, I assume, killed by the White Walkers? Yeah. And Parman Crane has been destroyed in the Battle of Adadale, as you'd expect. Because... and honestly, it's staying quite true to the books. Renly is just not much of a commander, is he? I don't know what he's doing, but he's spread out his forces in the worst possible way. And he's already lost most of his men. They've only got 30,000 between them. Joffrey still has 11. They still have about 35,000. My 20k should help things quite a bit. You're not going anywhere. Where do you think you're going? chase them into High Hermitage, crush them, and we'll see that battle in the next episode, because we're running a little over time already. But yeah, this has been a pretty big episode. We have joined the war, and we're gonna have to hope that Renly can come out victorious here, or else we're gonna look like... well, we're not gonna look very good to Joffrey, are we? She's still my ward, though. Can I not kidnap her or imprison her or something? Oh, that's ended my Amory Lorch plot. Oh, well, that's a shame. Yeah, there's no one to help me kidnap her. Damn. Just throwing away all those days of scheming at killing this terrible man. Yeah, invite everyone who will join. No, we need that war money. But yeah, I'm gonna end this episode here. If you guys did enjoy, do like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next episode of the series. Goodbye.